Hi everyone, welcome back to the garden. I am back and still not 100%, but managed to get the one project that I was working on and I managed to get that done. So, what I was working on was I needed to clean up this backyard. So this back space here, I did mention in my previous video that the dogs were getting really wet in the long grass. Well, not just the long grass, it's because of all the rain that we've had that it's just kept this place so damp, and they've been, getting wet with their tiny legs every time they went out. So we decided to find a better solution. And I did throw in some broken pavers to try and make a path, but that didn't help because they didn't use a path. So we decided to add some mulch, to the garden, and I thought that would actually keep it dry. So we cut the grass really short, and we said we'll cut it short and put a cardboard down on it. So once we cut the grass, we then added cardboard on top, and the cardboard hopefully will suppress the grass, and then we wet the cardboard just to soften it so it can stay in place. But we also added a lot of soil to level the ground because there was a huge dip in one portion of the ground, so we added quite a bit of soil just to level it out, and then we put on the cardboard, and we just recycled what cardboard we had, and then we wet it to soften the cardboard so we could add the mulch. But then we didn't have enough mulch, so we just did the portion that we had enough mulch for. We just put the mulch in that corner, and we had to go and buy more cardboard, and then we could continue the next portion of it. Initially we thought we'll do the entire yard, so we thought we'll do the whole space, but then we just decided to do halfway and leave the other half as grass. So I even added a bar there to separate the mulch from the grass, and we decided to just do half. Now it's been a few weeks and the cardboard's been down, it's been getting wet with all this rain, and the mulch has been on top. So we did put quite a bit to level out that space, as well as I mentioned where there was a dip, and that's helped. We put a whole heap of mulch here, so it's quite large mulch, but that's still fine because it will break down sometime. Now that that's done, we decided to, well, I decided to edge the garden because it wasn't edged. So I started on this side, and because the grass has just grown into the garden bed, and I do clean it up, but then because I don't have a defined edge to it, it keeps getting into the garden bed. So this time I thought, yes, I'm going to get to it once and for all and just dig it up properly, and I got a nice sharp spade, and I just dug out the grass that was getting into the bed, and I thought I'll just dig straight through to the portion where the mulch starts and get that sorted, and just do small portions at a time. So now I got quite a bit of grass. There's quite a bit of grass that came out from that small section, and then I made a trench and put in the edging, the cotton steel edging that I had. So I didn't have pegs. That's why it wasn't looking good, and it still doesn't look good because it doesn't have nice gentle curves. So I'm hoping as it stands, it will even out properly. It's just as it was rolled up, it's just opened up with all those bumps, and anyway, it's still looking okay. At least now I've got it set into the ground, and I'm hoping that the grass doesn't escape, and if it goes underneath, I will pull it out easily. I think this will help. It's just not having anything there to stop it was it just wasn't working before. Now it's been a few weeks. As I said, I came back to check on it, and I found that Kuro has been digging up this mulch, and he's dug up the grass, and he's moved the mulch, and he's even dug up the cardboard, and he's exposed the grass. So I didn't know he was doing this, and when I came out here and I saw all these patches, and I did catch him doing a little bit of scratching, and so this is what he's been doing. And yeah, see, So he's pulled out the cardboard. He's like exposing the grass and saying, oh, he wants the grass back. Anyway, we'll see what happens now. Need to maybe get more mulch to cover it up. But yeah, we didn't edge it. You can see there's no edging. It's not done properly, and the grass can escape here. But that's why I'm trying to edge it now, neaten everything up before spring starts. So apart from that edging that I did with the cotton steel, this is what I'm going to work with next. This bed is, with all the rain, the grass has just been sprouting like mad. You can see all the weeds coming up. So I need to pull out the weeds, and I've got some mulch that I'm going to put over. But what I was going to say was this pomegranate tree this year, it's kept on its leaves for so long. And usually, it all falls down, but now it's fallen so late, and look how untidy it looks, like all this yellow leaves all on the ground. And when they turn brown, it's okay, but when they are yellow, it was looking so unsightly. But I suppose with the rain this few days, it's not looking as yellow, but you can see how much of the leaves are down here, and it's very late. So I want to just pull out the weeds and then put down the mulch, and I need to separate all this alyssum. So this alyssum has come up on its own from the seeds last year. I need to portion them or thin them out and put them all over. And once I do that, this will look so much neater, and then I'll also edge this. I've got more of the cotton steel that I need to roll out, and I'll edge this entire section. Yeah, and I won't have enough though, so I need to see what else I can do. But see, from this angle you can see we've left that portion of the grass, and we're going to tend to that grass to make it look nice and neat. And then that edging there starting to look good. And yeah, I'll do one section at a time. So I'll neaten this now, and I'll show you how this looks. So I just pulled back the mulch from the bed to get an idea of where I wanted to add in the edging, because this as well, the edge has just, or the shape has just gotten blurred, and when we added the mulch we just threw it on there, so there was no marking or demarcated area. So I pulled it back and just dug out a bit of the ground so I could see exactly where that line I can add the cotton steel to, and that gave me a proper demarcation. And then I went back and I dug in a little deeper and created a little trench, so that when I put in the cotton steel, it can sit into that groove and it doesn't move. Now I just dug out for the area that I thought I'd have enough of the edging for, and the other side is okay. I'm just gonna wait and see. So I knew I wouldn't have enough, and once I rolled it out, I could see didn't go through the whole curve, but that was fine. I think where I've put it is sufficient. I'll just let that bacopa go over the edge on one side, and the other end is sort of hidden, so I'll leave that, because I'm not going to go and buy more steel. For the other side, I'm going to think of something else to edge the other side of the bed. But for this, where I can see that steel is looking quite good, it's just in the line of sight and looks nice and neat to have that kind of edging there for all the flowers that's going to grow on that side. And that's what I see first. So yeah, I'm happy with the way it looks. Now, just want to pull out all the weeds. And I love getting down close to the ground, especially in this sort of garden, because if there's no rock, you'd find so many seeds growing up, and it's so interesting to see what seeds have sprouted on their own. So I like going in, especially when the growing season starts, to see what's sprouting. And I bought a few new plants in autumn, and I planted it in here. And this is one of them. It's called what's it called? I think I got the tag somewhere here. It's gets beautiful purple flowers. Oh, it's called a Cicerantium Devon Skies, and it's like a mini iris. It's from the iris family. So I bought three of them. I've put two in this garden and one in the other space. I can't wait for it to grow and get flowers. And that blue or purple is so pretty. I planted a few bulbs here as well, the Tretilia. That hasn't bloomed, but it's grown. I'll wait and see what that looks like. And I did buy some daffodils and planted that. I planted that as in this bed as well. I put the bacopa that I had into the ground. It's not looking, my bacopa is looking a bit sad in the ground, but I'm hoping it starts to flower in spring. So all these winter flowering natives are flowering, which is so good. And I just want to show you my hardened birch here. This is what the flowers would have looked like. This beautiful purple flowers, and it would have been full on every branch. And you know, as I said, the possum ate it up, so we don't have that bumper crop, but you get an idea of how pretty these little purple flowers are. And that's the top, so wherever it ate it, it's given it a little prune. All the branches are sprouting. You can see it's got new shoots everywhere, but I don't think it'll flower, and that's fine. The plant will grow, and then maybe next year I'll have an even bigger plant. Yeah, that purple flowers are so pretty. They like sort of a pea, a little pea-shaped flower. My daffodils. My aster is here, and that's doing fine. I cut it back in autumn. I'm going to be removing these two plants from here because the aster is too tall for the space. I will be transplanting it in maybe when it gets warmer. So I love, as I said, I love seeing these little seeds, and I don't know what seed this is. And even though I can see it's such a big seed there, but I don't recognize it. And I waited for the true leaves, but I still don't know what it is. So I'm just gonna wait and see when it gets bigger, or I might take it out and put it into a pot and watch it. And I got this hardened birch. This is also a hardened birch, yeah, just like the purple one, but this is a white version. And this doesn't have any flowers too because the possum ate it. can't wait for my daffodil. This flower is almost ready. You can see the body is ready, so I can't wait to see what that looks like. So exciting, all these little things sprouting out, all these weeds also sprouting up. All these natives as well are ready to flower. They're just getting their buds. And my chrysocephalum, which I used in my autumn pots, I put that in the ground. It's not looking so happy. It's fallen in the center, so I need to probably cut it back. And I did cut back my thyme, so that's flushing out. And I have a little daisy next to it, which it's come back. I thought it was dying, but it's grown back, so which is good. It's in a pot. And my old bacopa has stayed the winter, and it's still going strong from last year, so that's a perennial for us. Now, even though the possum, trimmed my plants, gave them all a nibble, well, it gave most of the plants a nibble. I saw so many of them had a few bits eaten off, but that was fine because it didn't eat the entire plant. And I did cover the one for a while, but I just took it off and I thought, oh, whatever, let him eat it or let her eat it. It's so much fun looking down so close at ground level and see all that's going on there, all the new shoots, all the new bulbs coming out. So exciting. Now this year I was surprised to see that the portulaca, which is a sun-loving plant and it loves the heat, it managed to stay and survive the whole winter. It's even got new shoots. So if I don't know how it survived because previous years it hadn't survived, and I have to buy new plants each year. But this year, I think I can still cut it and propagate it once it warms up. So I'm using this mulch. It's a really fine mulch. It's a eucalyptus bark mulch, and it's so lovely and fine. And that's what I didn't want to use anything too heavy because I just want to give it a light cover. I don't want to stop any new little seedlings that might be sprouting. And this is just perfect because they can just push through it. And I'm just going to cover it out. Hopefully, this suppresses the weeds, but the other stuff can grow. That looks so much better. I mean, the mulch just covered up all those leaves, and I didn't take out the leaves, so I've left them there because they'll just break down. But this mulch gives it such a nice even covering over all the leaves and whatever else there, and now the plants can just shine. Looks so much better than what it did. And this mulch is so lovely. I'm going to be using this, I think, for this bed. And yeah, I just need to, that's why I want to add mulch to keep on top of the weeds though, because the weeds, they can take over so quickly. Now, after I recorded this, that same night we saw the possum again, and I wanted to show you. Oh, well, I was glad I managed to get some footage of it because usually I miss out and can't capture him or her. She runs off. But I wanted to show you the possum. This is a ringtail possum. It's so cute and it's so tiny. It's actually smaller than our dog, so it's smaller than Kuro and Petal. And this one, after I recorded it and I checked the recording, she has a baby in her pouch. So they have their babies, and their babies stay in their pouch and grow in the pouch. So, that is why I just thought, oh, let her eat all this fruit. That's why I took out the covering months back, and I let, that Hardenbergia go. And I thought I'll share it with you so you know what our possums look like. So they look so cute. They can do lots of damage, but they're so cute. And you know what? You just gotta let them eat. I tried to give it a piece of carrot, and I left the carrot on the fence, so I don't know if she took the carrot or not. But yeah, so she's obviously got a baby, and she hadn't come for weeks. And I think she probably was taking care of her baby, and now the baby's a little bigger, so she can carry it around in the pouch. And I actually saw the pouch move. So if you slow down the footage and like slow it down, and you can see there's a movement in her pouch that moves. So the babies are called joeys, and it's probably just kicking about in her pouch. So that's the possum that's raiding our garden. And you know what, they look so cute, and anyway, what can you do? They need to survive as well. That is why I thought, take out the cover, and I let it be. And you can see now she's probably coming back again to eat, and that's fine. I've just left everything open for, she can eat what she likes, and they like the native plants too. Yeah, so I just wanted to show that, and I was so glad that I managed to capture that. And I hope you enjoyed this week's video, and all the cleanup. And I'll just leave you with some footage of the garden, and I shall see you again next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.